The divine bliss, which is the source of all happiness, is related to its knowledge that was revealed in its original form by the supreme divine power, Krishna, during his miraculous appearance in this world. That was the Gita, the origin of all the spiritual isms and the knowledge of all the knowledges, which has now been further simplified by His Divinity Swami Prakashanand Saraswati, the foremost disciple of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, who is the supreme divine descension of this age. The Gita is not only a philosophy, it is a promise of God.
Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mamupayanti te.
It tells to merge all the spiritual formalities into the exclusiveness of loving devotion to the supreme form of God, and you will receive His vision.
Aho Chitram Aho Chitram Vande Tat Prema Bandhanam Yadavadham Muksidam Muktam Brahma Krida Mrigi Kritam Namaha Kamalana Namaha Kamalamalini Namaha Kamalapandaya Namaste Kamale Kshanam. The Divine Souls. All of our scriptures, they relate to the theory of God realization. And for every class and kind of soul, whatever he is, wherever he is, we have some philosophy to teach him how to proceed towards becoming good, then to become devotee, and then to God realization. So, all these scriptures, they collectively, they tell the path to God realization. But if you pick one scripture, say for instance, I am lecturing on a particular verse this last many days. If somebody listens to only one of my speeches, that is not the theme of my speech. Because one speech is just one part of a series of speeches. So he has to listen all the speeches to understand what I am telling about the Gita. So what people do, they pick not only one scripture, they pick some verses from here and there, some from Gita, some from Ved, a partial verse, a full verse, some from Ramayana, and they make their own philosophy. It is all willfulness. It's mutilating the divine philosophy, confusing their own self and confusing others who come in their contact. And if they write such books, So these worldly people, worldly means their minds are attached in their own personal entertainment and pleasure of their own ego. When they write such books, even if they could be very intelligent, a good scholar, but their writings will be only a confused philosophy, or you can say ideology. It cannot be a philosophy, it is simply an ideology. So, such ideologies are many in this world, hundreds. If a soul comes across to such a book of that particular ideology, he again gets confused. Anyway, we have a system in our India. All the saints, they are one and together. A saint refers to his previous saint. That saint refers to scriptures, original scriptures. So we have a link. It doesn't say that I am saying to accept it, no. See, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the descension of Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Krishna himself, he says, oh, Bhagavatam says this, so please accept it. Anyway, all these scriptures, they are together and there is no confusion if you look to God relation point of view. So in this way, you see, suppose there is a soul and who is ready to accept a path to God, whose mind is not in worldly luxuries. His heart is aching for the vision of God. He comes across a master. Master says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. The disciple says, yes, it's very good. Last verse of the Gita, Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. I'll explain that afterwards. Means leave everything behind and come to me wholeheartedly without any doubt. Then I'll give you myself. One single verse is enough for God realization. One single verse of the Gita. The very last verse of Krishna's teachings. Sarvadharman parityajya. Very last verse. So, only one verse is enough to teach him the whole philosophy. Leave everything. Come to Krishna. Worship him wholeheartedly. And then what will happen? Krishna will give you everything you want. What else you need? That's all. Enough. One single verse. He wants, suppose somebody wants some more. Okay, then have 3 verses. Last 3 verses of Krishna's teachings. The one which we are explaining nowadays. The second one I am explaining nowadays. So, okay, if somebody wants more than 3 verses to understand the philosophy, then have 5 more verses of the Gita. 8 verses are enough. 5 of the beginning of the speech and 3 end of the speech of Krishna. Those 5 verses I have already explained in 2 series last year. So, these 8 verses reveal the whole philosophy, total philosophy of soul, Maya and God. Those first 5 verses and last 3 verses, your devotion, your surrender, your dedication and its consequence or result, God realization in any form you like. That's all. Somebody wants more. Why you want more? Because you have more doubts. You have no doubt, 1 verse is enough, or even 3 verses is enough. You have some questions but no doubt. Okay, 5 more verses and explanations. You have no doubt but more questions. See, having doubt and questions are different things. Question means a kind of you want to understand something, and doubt is a bad thing. So, suppose he has more questions. Okay, then go to all the 700 verses of the Gita. There are 700 verses. Study carefully, understand, learn. Just like Arjun. In the end, he said, "Oh Krishna, karishye vachanam tava." First, he said, "I have one little doubt." Nothing else. In the end, he says, "Karishye vachanam tava." Oh Krishna, whatever you will say, I am willing to do it without any question. That's it. Okay, there is some soul who wants God realization and he needs more clarification. Then enter into 202 Upanishads. They are Upanishads, a part of the Vedas. They are Aranyak part of the Vedas. I explained in my first speech. So they are the theory, philosophy, and also practice of bhakti, all in those Upanishads. See, we started from one verse. One verse, or 3 verses, or 8 verses, or 700 verses, or plus going to further 202 Upanishads plus Gita. Suppose some soul has millions of questions in mind. Okay, then enter into great philosophy of the Vedanta. Vedanta is one single book in codified sentences. 4 sections. Every section has 4 chapters. 16 chapters, you can say. But the explanation, that part, is in many volumes. There are 5 main explanations written by Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vallabhacharya. So they wrote their own explanation on that particular book. And then there were many other saints who also wrote their own explanations. So to study that Vedanta book, a small book, if you collect all the volumes, it's like a whole lifetime's study. Once I met a professor of a Sanskrit college. I think he was about 55 years old at that time. So he said, "Swamiji, I am professor in that college, but I am still studying Sri Bhashya, a part of Vedanta Sutra explanation." Anyway, so it's great. Suppose somebody is still confused, very confused, extremely intellectual. He wants more explanation. Okay, we have more for you. There's no end. Then learn those 5 schools of philosophy: Purvamimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Sankhya, Yoga, the one explained in previous 2 meetings. So, they explain the futility of worldly pleasure and the expansion of Maya. Futility of worldly pleasure and the expansion of Maya, how big it is. And how difficult to introvert your mind. This all they tell, all those 5. These scriptures to study, I would say one lifetime is not enough. You have to have quite a few 100 years of lifetime to completely study all these. They are so extensive. Suppose there is a very intellectual. Just like suppose somebody offered you some delicious, nice food lovingly, and you are overfed. Means you went to a party and you enjoyed the party and ate to your heart's content. Then you came to your friend and he offered you something. What do? You will slightly nibble a little because you are fully full. You won't like to eat anything. You will say, oh, this is not good, this is not good. That's all, things like that. Because you won't like to eat. So there are some people who are so engrossed in worldliness, they have no time even to listen. Although I explained this so much as philosophy we have. Anything for that person, any book, yes. Open book. What is that? This world. It's an open book. Suffer to your extreme in this world until you get tired and fed up of this world. Then think, oh God, please help me. So for such souls who are so much engrossed in this world, the world itself is a big philosophy, big book, big scripture that teach you at every step. We don't realize actually. We are so used to living in misery, we don't realize many part of that. We are insulted by our own people, by other people, we don't feel that much. We suffer all the time, heat, cold, pain, sickness, hunger, thirsty, you are thirsty or hungry. All these kinds of pains you all the time suffer, you don't realize that you are really suffering. You are so used to these things. So word itself is a big book teaching you that you will remain the same in this world. Doesn't matter whatever you become, the worldly miseries will not end. They will follow you up to celestial abode, wherever you go. So this is also a kind of teaching for those worldly people. So when they come to that point that, oh God, I suffer in this world to extremes, please help me. Then again come back to Gita. Sarvadharmani paritya, oh soul, come back to me. That's all Krishna says. So anyway, our scriptures are very straightforward. And for every class of people, we have something to give, how you can improve his sattva guna. So we can proceed towards God realization. One more thing, there are some eternal scriptures, just like Bhagavatam, Gita, Upanishads. They are always on the earth planet. They never change. They are always there in their original form. And those 6 schools of philosophy, they are the explanations of Upanishads, explanations. But these 3 are the prime scriptures. They always remain. And they explain the total philosophy of soul, Maya, God, God realization, form of God, and form of Krishna. What is in the form of Krishna? Only one book, so no confusing. Only one book, just one, Bhagavatam. That is the only book that explains the beauty, love, charm, greatness of Krishna and divine love. So there is only one book, not even other books. Although in other books, other Puranas like Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Skanda Purana, Devi Bhagavad, in many other Puranas, Krishna Leela has been explained in few chapters. In Upanishad, there are some Upanishads, they tell about Krishna, Radha, briefly their Leelas. But Bhagavatam, the whole book, is only on Krishna. To explain the importance of divine love, to explain the supremacy of Krishna love and Krishna, Vyas has to write other chapters before 10th canto, the 8, 9 cantos, to give you an idea how great or how supreme is the love of Krishna. So the whole Bhagavatam is the revelation of Krishna truth, Krishna love. So 10th canto is called Ashraya Tattva, means the heart of the whole Bhagavatam. The heart of the whole Bhagavatam, 10th canto, in which Krishna Leela is described since his appearance up till his disappearance. So Bhagavatam is always in the world. Gita, also Gita. Because Gita was not said by Krishna only 5,000 years ago. Whenever Krishna appears, he tells Gita. And the same Gita, no different Gita. So Gita and Bhagavatam, they are not just like said by someone, or written by someone, or collected by someone. They are the powers. When Krishna spoke to Arjuna, it was not just a speech. Krishna's speech is Krishna himself. So Gita is not itself. Gita is, you can say, himself. Gita also is the power of Krishna. Just like Vedas, you can buy Veda book, you can go to India and buy from some bookseller who sells religious books. So what did you buy? A book, a bound book, and they are written inside there all the Richas, verses of the Vedas. Is that the Ved? No. This is the script, written in a language. But Veda power, the actual power, that is a divine power. Because Veda is a divine power, Upanishad is a divine power, Gita is a divine power, Bhagavatam is a divine power. So they all remain as they are in all the ages and always. So it's not just a book or a writing, that is the power of Krishna. The bhakti power of Krishna, Bhagavatam. The surrendering knowledge, that kind of power of Krishna, Gita. And also Upanishads, they teach the form of God, how to surrender, other philosophy, and Bhagavatam, just pure bhakti. So in this way, these three scriptures, they are eternal, they always remain in the same form, they never change. It might happen that suppose Krishna came again and said Gita, might be a few verses, wordings might have been changed a little. But normally they are all unchanged. The theme of Gita, the theme of Bhagavatam, the same theme of Upanishads will remain the same into very similar wordings in all the galaxies, all over every world, in all the ages. So of prime importance, scriptures, they never change, and the explanations which saints write, they sometimes change. That doesn't matter. So Bhagavatam was said to be the prime scripture. Just like I explained that Gita explains surrender to Krishna. Then what is Krishna? Bhagavatam explains. So Vallabhacharya, He says, Pramanam tadhi nanyatha. Bhagavatam is the last and final and supreme authority to explain the form of bhakti, divine love consciousness, form of God, and the beauty of Krishna love and Krishna himself. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also said that Bhagavatam is the explanation of Brahma Sutra, because Vedavyas himself wrote Brahma Sutra, himself wrote Bhagavatam, so we explained already what is God, who is Krishna, and how his form is supreme. In this way, now we learn that our scriptures reveal the truth for every kind of soul in the world. And for a devotee, Krishna says, just come to me and I'll help you. So the rest of the meaning of this particular verse I'll explain in the next meeting. Pillu chanting. गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय ओ गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल